Hello, guys. Hope you all doing good. This is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And this is my review of this week's NWA Power. So this week's NWA Power was, in terms of wrestling, I would say wasn't that great. It was okay, good stuff. I mean, I can say that the show was okay stuff. I would say we can pretty much say that that's it, because you can't put it in the bracket of good or something. But in terms of in the build up, a kind of a storyline that they're gonna have, and the forward shows that's good, they're gonna build up for the pay-per-view which is coming out on August 28th. And there's a big announcement that we have some surprising signings as well. I mean, yeah. So in terms of surprise and in terms of announcement, in terms of promo and all, that was good. And I mean, that's the reason why this show didn't was bad. I mean, in terms of wrestling, you would say this is not the typical W Power you would see, like a 3, 4, 5 matches or something, in an hour or something. But definitely for the forward show, this was a good spotlight on what's gonna come in the future episodes of NWA Power. So please look out on this episode. Please do listen to my review. So please be sure to like this video, share my review with your friends, wrestling friends, and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. So without any further ado, let's get into this NWA Power review. So this show actually started off with Mickey James and Billy Corgan standing in between. Kyle Davis standing, and Billy Corgan announces that they are gonna introduce an all women's pay-per-view. And they actually announced that there's also a NWA 73rd anniversary event as well, which is gonna happen on August 29th. And this all women's pay-per-view is gonna happen on August 28th. So 28, 29, and this is gonna be happening this August 29th. NWA 73rd 73 event is gonna happen in Chase Ballroom, historic that they says. And Mickey James actually says that she was very excited to have some wrestling and or something, but she thinks about that this is the most important thing. This was what she was thinking about from a long time, and finally she's doing it. It's not about hashtag, and she just talked about WWE there because of Stephanie McMahon just hashtags women's wrestling, and she doesn't care about or something. I mean, I can agree with about something. I mean, can say that for an all women's paper show they can definitely do in a year or something, but they just do they just does it and 2 years or before, and then they completely completely didn't repeated that at the next year and this year as well. I don't think so they are going to do that, because they don't kind of a focus upon that much kind of a women's wrestling. I mean, they sometimes NXT is good in doing that, but kind of good giving main event or something. WWE main roster sometimes, but sometimes I don't know why they just want to brag. I mean, I can that's partially correct by Mickey James, I would say. So nothing. I'm not here to discuss about that. So then we got to the inner interview segment with Tim Storm and Strictly Business. And Joe Kelly was interviewing first, but Joe Kelly says this is a beginning of the show. So Joe Kelly actually interviews Kamille, actually the new NWA Women's Champion, and actually says how proud he is about winning because without cheating. And out comes his real life husband Tom Latimer, and they have a short case, and then they have a. Tom Latimer actually says how he's proud of her, and Joe Galli says that how he's not proud of what he did in the main event, distracting the ref, and Nick Aldis actually hitting the ref that we have seen in NWA When Our Shadows Fall pay-per-view review. So if you have not checked out my review of NWA When Our Shadows Fall pay-per-view, please check out my review on my channel, YouTube channel, and that's there. I have discussed all the things and my thoughts. Please do look at that. I appreciate that if you do that. So coming to the show then. So this the scenario playing out, and they actually all the Nick Aldis and Chris Adonis comes out, and they actually says get the hell out of here. And out comes Tim Storm. He's somewhat harder than Joe Galli, because he has more experience. He's a wrestler, and he can have one kind of a one-on-one if he wants. which Joe Valley can't. So actually they Tim Storm actually said that there's gonna be strictly business. Tim Storm strictly business with it and announces a tournament for the vacant NWA National Championship, which will feature two triple threat matches. Former champion Chris Adonis will face Tom Latimer and Paro of the End Tag Team in one bout, and that's a triple threat. Chris Adonis, Tom Latimer, and they actually asked upon what's your thoughts on doing this thing, because they didn't focus upon that because they are okay with that, and they have the thing they are all right with doing the business that they are best in. So maybe kind of a teasing kind of breakup or something, maybe not just to have that fans attention. They can have that as well. Maybe that as well. JTG will also battle Fred Rosser and Kratos, another three-way match, and these three-way match would determine one-on-one contender for the match for the NWA National Championship. I think so. That's gonna happen, and pretty much interesting stuff that's laid upon in the show from the start. And this promo was good, and the show actually starts then another promo then by uh, by by that interviewer. Yeah, Valentine, May Valentine, and she asked Serena Deeb, and Serena Deeb actually was a babyface kind of interview here, because she was very calm and kind of composed, and she reflects on her run as NWA World Women's Championship, how she had done, and she uplifted the honor of this champion, and how she was honored to have that champion, and all that stuff. And it was a good interview, good calm interview by both of them. And then we saw, and I think so, Serena Deeb is not gonna be coming for this championship for some time now, because she's gonna take time off. I think so. What we expected actually looked upon in the interview. That's what I am expecting, and we saw the main wrestling stuff that we had was an NWA World Television Championship match between Duck Hope versus Luke Hawks and PJ Hawks, and PJ Hawks' son was there. Luke Hawks' father is his father, and he had his match. So they actually told that the Pope is having the fifth match actually, and if you make it seven, he will be having that lucky seven card, lucky seven kind of a card, trump card or something, where he can cash in that opportunity on the on relinquishing the national champion, on relinquishing the television champion, and go on for the NWA champion. Thinking about the Pope versus Nick Aldis could be a good match. Definitely not like a face like Trevor Murdoch or something, about what they did with them, because they didn't confirmed or something. They didn't explain upon what I actually did in this match. They didn't give any explanation on Trevor Murdoch or something. Just they had the sympathy, the fans had sympathy, but Trevor Murdoch is also not kind of that interested kind of thing, as we saw. And the Pope actually defeated Luke Hawks. This was a good, okay match, I would say, average match. Some good moments here and there, and Luke Hawks, both were good. This is the fifth victory for the Pope. The Pope versus Nick Aldis, can be good for pay-per-view or something. Could be good. They definitely would have to build the Pope into the babyface, because strictly business is on the top of the chain, and their heel character is working very well after that loss that Trevor Murdoch has, and after Nicholas actually attacked the ref, and that actually fueled upon his character more as a heel. So, and they're doing great. So the Pope, if winning for that lucky seven and going to NWA, we can see that maybe. But Trevor Murdoch's situation is the more thing that I want to say, and maybe we will get back that the we will get back that we'll get back that drive mode out that we were expecting. And then we saw a masked man actually states looks like Super Destroyer back in the day of Mid Atlantic days, and he states that he's the company's newest signing, and only Kogan knows why he's here and his true identity and all, as he actually was kind of a cryptic, and he didn't told his name, and he didn't the uh, the 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 reason why he was there. And maybe we can see he didn't tease upon anything kind of he's targeting the champion or something, but don't know what's gonna happen though. So the new signee there, so looks promising, but I expect good from him. looks good, the mask and all. And so then we saw a Terry Taylor match. This was a kind of a, a bad match, I would say. Taryn Teller, she's a veteran, and Lady Frost is a new signee, and lots of new signee here. So Taryn Teller actually, in the initial of the match, she ran about onto the podium, and she actually rests upon. And fans, man, the NWO fans are so. Man, they used to, they laughs a lot, they laugh a lot. And I mean, they laugh as well as they actually mocks, they actually does it all, man, just like we just like we yeah, I mean, they laughs and all, and they have their own reactions as well. Because when Terry was kind of having that moment in the podium, I mean, it was so so very another moment, like fans were also repeating her, like that 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 chuckling that she was doing, the same thing the fans were also doing. And that was a Taryn Taylor is just like model that I'm seeing. I mean, she would be good in the wrestling and all. She's going good at the character, but I haven't watched her wrestling that much. I mean, and they say that she's a legend, she's a veteran. Not the legend, she's a veteran. And in the match, in the between the match, uh, she ran about, and this match was called upon as in the roll up. Lady Frost actually was defeated by Terry Taylor, just there, nothing to explain about. And then we got another signee, BLKGs. This guy comes out and the business, want to talk business with Austin Idol and Tyrus. And there's a point where Tyrus actually said, I want to talk business with you. Oh, you want to talk business? Then talk with him, as Tyrus says. And following the big man's win over the Pope at When Our Shadow Falls. So, and the Tyrus is actually targeting the Pope, that NWA television champion, because Austin Idol says that he was just having beating the nobodies just to get that lucky seven. And definitely Tyrus would be a big challenge. I mean, Tyrus would be taking the title, because Tyrus deserves that, because they have been pushing him for so long and he's not getting the title. I mean, he can definitely represent the a change. I mean, the change is good for any brand. So the Pope, we have been seeing for a long time. So I mean, I don't expect if the Pope loses or something in weeks to come. So I'm not so very excited to see the Pope versus Nick Aldis, because Pope is not a baby face, because Pope was the one who attacked Tyrus in the last week, and NWA 2 weeks before NWA Power. So that's a match that we had in the pay-per-view. So I don't think so. Completely turning him from that heel character into a babyface character could be a tough job. I mean, that's a tough job for NWA then. So Trevor Murdoch then explains that he needs to go back to the drawing board, and he says that he's completely done. And the same promo he cut say he completely done all the things, but he finds a loss to Nick Aldis, and he's completely didn't. So man, if you have lost, that's what my explanation is. If you've lost the championship, you are the one who have fighten over the all the things against all kinds of things you have fought about and getting that opportunity. And if you have lost an opportunity, then go for another opportunity, man. That's a story that you should bring about. Trevor Murdoch again going for the Nicole Despigo. I mean, I don't have any problem with that, but make it some stipulation or something, no DQ, or a kind of a first ever steel cage match or something. Maybe that would be catching eyeballs for NWA then. I mean, all the wrestling industry or promotions are just doing that. All of the Impact Wrestling, AEW, WWE, all are doing that. So just want to catch the eyeballs from the fans, from the old wrestling fans to the new wrestling fans. They want to do that. So why can't they do? I mean, the Trevor Murdoch explanation was the same. I mean, I respected that he was going to it, and he's not just that very confident to again challenge or something. That's what he's portraying, and I actually hope support he comes back into that same character, that same energy, and in the storyline that I'm talking about. And then we saw La Rebellion, and this is the new signee, and this is the AAA wrestlers, Bestia 666 and Mecha Wolf, and these were the guys who had the match in the four-way tag match that we had, single. Not for the championship, just a tag match, opening match that we had on NWA When Our Shadows Fall pay-per-view. So they battled Zand, Paro, and Odinson. This was a no contest match. No contest match, nothing to say about. So the wrestling was average here, not just to say about something, but this was a good display for the end and La Rebellion. I mean, yeah, but result itself was no contest. I mean, I didn't like her because they were fighting off each other, and the referee actually called upon to a no contest. Then. And then we got this was announced in the opening of the show that Kamille is going to have the coronation ceremony, and this is a simple ceremony, not kind of a very beautiful kind of stuff that we had. Nicholas comes and out we had Kamille as well, and he actually called his hands over the flowers, following a championship win at the pay-per-view. Two flowers again, and then comes Melina out of nowhere, and she wants to pick up Melina getting into the ring. Maybe they are teasing that kind of a all women's figure. Maybe we can see that, and then comes genocide. Actually, genocide. I thought about the genocide would be kind of a uh, having a face off with Kamille because she has the championship because Genocide was a very good display some very 4 to 5 weeks ago, if you remember it, they had the match Kamille versus Genocide. That was a very good match. They had that even matchup, so they having match. I mean, I want to see that. It's a way better match than the Melina versus Kamille. I mean, no disrespect to Melina, but Genocide versus Kamille, but they are not doing that. I mean, Melina, she actually attacked Melina, and she had the face off with Melina actually, and Genocide actually picks up the flower for Kamille, and unlikely friendship that she had. Definitely, Genocide is playing with Kamille. I know that, and maybe we will be having in the coming weeks, next week or something, Genocide versus Melina, maybe, and then we eventually will be getting Genocide challenging Kamille for the NWA Women's Championship. I mean, that's not a surprising that I would see next week. So I mean, I'm completely fine with that. So a very good in terms of storyline build up and the way forward for an NWA Power. I liked about. So. Very good announcement. All women's pay-per-view. Mickey James coming into her husband's promotion. Yeah, husband. Where is her husband is? So it's for a nice moment as well that they both are working at the same promotion, the same company. So that's a good. And we having all women's pay-per-view and a triple threat match that's going to happen for NW. So lots of stuff that they had, and the wrestling itself was not that good in this episode. So this is pretty tough job to hold over after a pay-per-view for a show, because you just have some days that you want to book over or what you should, because the storyline is uh, all the storyline is ending, and then we want to have the booking of the show, but they hooked up to the show with the announcement on all the things, debuts and all that. They had new signing and all, so that's good. The future look good for NWA Power. So that's it. This was the episode of NW Power. Please be sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content like this. And put out your thoughts on NW Power episode this week, and who do you think who will be challenging for Nicholas in the coming pay-per-view or something, for the next challenger in the coming pay-per-view. I expect that maybe Pope, or I expect a kind of a very least, or maybe the newest signing or something, maybe that masked guy or something that he didn't told the name about. So that's my view. So please put your thoughts, all the thoughts, on the comment section below. Suggestions as well, you can put on the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, be energetic, and peace.